Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, in part one of this series, we talked about my favorite settings on how to get the highest quality, clearest image, and best resolution on your drone footage for social media. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how I edit, export, and upload this footage for social media. So let's hop on to Premiere Pro and I will show you how I do that. Alright, so if you see here, we have Premiere Pro open to the front page, and then right next to it, I have my folder where my drone is. So I'll go to this one, the DCIM, go to the 100 media, and then I'm going to scroll down and use the footage that we were filming with. So I'm going to go to New Project, and I'm just going to entitle it How to Edit Drone Footage. Okay, so we're going to create that. And all you have to do is drag and drop your footage. And there it is. So the movement really is starting like about right here. So I'm going to clip and drag over, clip right here, and then just press enter. So we got our image. The next thing we're going to do is go over to sequence, go down to sequence settings, and then we're going to change the frame size to 1080 by 1920. We're going to go down here to maximum render quality, press OK, and then press OK, and then same, press OK right here. So now that you can see, we have it vertical for social media, which is exactly what we want. Now, I usually go down to 89 or 90 to have, a really wide image that you can see. And then again, I just like to play it through to see what part of the video I want to use. So I'm going to go down here to the anchor point and just move it over a bit to give it a good little pan. So we're going to start right here with a full view of the river. Then I'm going to click all of these little clocks on the side. Then I'm going to scrub all the way down, or you could just press down on your keyboard to get to the very end, and then one frame to the left. And then I'm going to go back to this anchor point and scrub over to where you get a really good shot of the city. And then I'm also going to zoom in a bit. So I'm going to zoom in about 125. Let's see what that looks like. So I want to be able to get more of the buildings. Maybe 110 would actually be the best. So we got the buildings, and then I like to go down on this side as well and be able to get everything more centered. That's pretty much the idea. Right, so now that you see there, the buildings and city is kind of more in the center. So the only thing I really mess around with a lot is going to be these anchor points right here. So now let's go back and watch what it looks like. So as you can see, before it was just a static shot of this one position, but now that we added these anchor points, it's actually giving you a better pan over to the city. And like I said, if you keep the city in the center of the frame the entire time from beginning to end, is just more satisfying to view on your phone. There it is. And now we're going to start color grading. So as you can see over here, the Lumetri color. So that's what we're going to be working with. So all you got to do is click on that. And we're going to start off with the basic correction tab. So what I like to do is just bump up the saturation to get a feel of what it's going to look like. I'm going to bump up the screen a little bit as well. All right, as you can see, just by bumping up the saturation to maybe like 175, you start getting really great colors in your image. So I kind of want to get to a place where you get more colors. So I'm going to scrub it over to here because we're able to see all the green of the trees, the blue of the sky, blue of the water, and the blue of the buildings. So then what I like to do is just start messing around with these temperature right on top to see what it's going to look like. I do like the city with a little bit more orange to it, so we're going to get that at 10. And then we're going to scrub over to the purple side a bit because that green, I'm not really feeling that green as much. So we'll probably do a +3 on the more of the magenta color. Then I'm going to go down here. First, I like to mess with the highlights to see what kind of detail I can get. So maybe -20. So now that I have it a little bit dimmer, I'm going to bump up the exposure to 0.3. Kick up the contrast just a tad to about 25. Bump up the shadows because I really want to see these trees a little bit more. There you go. Get those blacks nice and dark. It's going to make it makes the shadows pop a little bit more. Okay, now we're going to go over to, and if you want to add some vibrance or saturation, I mess around with that every now and then. Actually, yeah, this looks really good. So, I don't know if it's vibrant or vibrancy, however you say it, that one right there. And then you could actually mess with more of saturation if you want to add more color to it. I'll probably just add a bit more. That looks good. So if you look at this FX little button right here, you toggle that off, you're able to see what the image looked like before and then what the image looks like after. So I like to do that every now and then to see, am I adding too much saturation? Does it look good? You know, because especially when you're editing for a while, you tend to grow sensitive to the color. So toggling the FX on and off, you know, every time you make some edits, it gives you an understanding of like, is it looking still like a natural scene or am I making it look too cartoony? So then I like to go down to the curves and then I'll just do a pretty good S curve depending on what the image is. So if I go down here just a tad, and then I'll bump up this one a bit. I love the way that's making the sky look. And then, yeah, that's way too blown out. So let's come down a bit. So then again, I'm going to toggle this FX. All right. And here, I usually don't mess around with these too much, especially when the sky looks like this. If there's more like oranges and purples and magentas and yellows in the sky, then I'll go down to the color wheel and try to bring those out a bit. But this one doesn't really have it, so I'm not going to mess around with it too much. So then I'll just scrub all the way back and let it play to see what it looks like. And there's not really much more that I'm going to do to this. If anything, I can speed ramp this, but I'm going to show you guys actually how I'll edit this on my phone for social media, because there's times where if I have a footage like this where it's just one like 30-second clip and it looks good, but there's times where I want to add the speed ramping, but the thing is, if I don't have a beat selected already, then I don't know where the speed ramp should begin and end. So there's times where I'll send that over to my phone, find a beat on Instagram, and then I'll edit it on my phone, add a speed ramping with CapCut, and then upload it into Instagram that way. So let me show you how I do that with this specific video. I always forget with the new version, they actually have an export button that you can just click and it'll go there for you. So the first thing I'm going to do is name this. So it's going to be the social media how-to. All right, and then I'm going to save it to the folder that I want to save it on. So here in preset, we're going to go to 1080, or let's do it 4K because I did shoot this in 5.2K. As you can tell, it has these two big black bars next to it. So all you have to do is go down to match source, and then it'll match it to what you're trying to get it to. As you can tell, 1080 by 1920. That's exactly what we want. Go down here to more, click on render at maximum depth, and then go down to use maximum render quality. And I usually don't mess with anything else. That's all I mess with. I know you guys ask me a lot, like, what are the specific things that I do? This is it. I don't mess around with the frame size, frame rate, none of this stuff. I just follow this pattern for everything I do, and that's how I get clear images. So now we're just going to export this, wait for it to export, and then I'm going to send that over via AirDrop to my phone, and then edit the rest of it there. Now, if you're not using Apple products and you're not able to AirDrop, maybe you could do it through Google Drive. Like if you have a Google Drive, you can upload it to that, get the app on your phone and then just download the video through that. Or SmugMug is another website that you can do that with. So if you don't have the AirDrop capabilities, I would suggest that. Or I think Google phones and all the Androids have some sort of wireless transfer type of mechanism. So you could just look that up on the Android store and see what you can AirDrop with. All right, so now that we have that exported, I'm gonna AirDrop that over to my phone. I was just on Instagram and there's a trend and a little song that I found that I liked. So I just screen recorded that. And now I'm going to go onto the CapCut app and then edit all of this together. So what I'm going to do is click on New Project and upload that video that I'm going to use, which is going to be this one. Add. All right, and then we're also going to add the song. It's going to be this one. So this is the way I kind of want to do it, is having the words in the beginning, which is "You just got to keep living, man," from Matthew McConaughey.
You just got to keep living, man. Livin.
So I like the way he did this. So I'm just going to take that, pretty much that same idea, and do it with this video. So what I'm going to do is scrub to find the beginning of the song so I could match it up well.
You just got to keep living, man. Livin.
So it's about a 10-second song. So we're going to cut that. Now we're going to go down here. We're going to click it and go to the bottom and look for extract audio. And what that does is separates the audio from the video. So then all we're going to do is click on it, hold it down, drag it over to this one, and then we're just going to delete that. And now this is what we have. All right, now that we got the beat where we want it to be, we're going to do the speed ramping next. So all you got to do is click on your video, go down here to where it says speed. You have normal and curve. I like to do curve, and then I'll do something like, all right, so we're going to press play. So right there, we're going to add a beat. So then we're going to go here and increase it, increase it, increase it, and see what this looks like. What if we just deleted that and deleted that? So now I'm just trying to make it fit perfectly. So next what I'm going to do is take the "You just got to be living, man," and turn that into a text on the screen. And then when the beat drops, I'm going to add a speed ramp, and then it's going to slow down to the end of the video. I'm going to go down to text and then just type, try to do this one. All right, you. So I'm going to try to separate each letter and spell it out. All right, so this is what the final product looks like.
You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
So now all we got to do is click this export button, and it's going to be exporting it in 1080p. All right, so next thing what I'm going to do is go over to my saved. So what we're going to do is click on this little hamburger right over here, go down to saved, and then what we're going to do is click on the audio, and it's going to be the first one. All right, so we're going to click on use audio, come down to that plus, look for our video.
You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
All right, and then we're going to add that. Next. So now we're going to go to edit cover, and I'm going to look for a cool little section of the video to use as a cover photo. I'll probably use this. Go over to profile grid, then you're going to center that. Done. Then all you got to do is add your caption, your hashtags, and all that kind of stuff. press share, and there you go. Whether you're a photographer, videographer, or a drone pilot, there's so many ways you can create content for social media. And I made a playlist that you can check out right over here with the ways that I like to use my different skill sets to create more captivating content. So if you feel like you're struggling to start in social media, or maybe you just feel creatively dry and stuck, go ahead and check that playlist out. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Consider subscribing, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out.